Thank y'all for listening to The Leak, the CME's first mixtape.
Good to see you. This is Chris Huff from my CM220 Unit 8 project, talking about anti-bullying and the effect that it has on kids and how kids actually feel, because we can look at research all day, but I actually got the opportunity to talk to some adults and some kids who have experienced bullying or seen bullying. And before you hear what I have to say, you'll get a chance to hear what they have to say. In 2014, according to StopBullying.gov, the Center for Disease Control and Department of Education released the first federal uniform definition of bullying for research and surveillance. The core elements of the definition include unwanted aggressive behavior, observed or perceived power imbalance, repetition of behaviors or likelihood of repetition. There are many different modes and types of bullying. The current definition acknowledges 2 modes and 4 types by which youth can be bullied or can bully others. The 2 modes of bullying include direct and indirect bullying. In addition to these 2 modes, the 4 types of bullying include broad categories of physical, verbal, relational, and damage to property.
Hi, my name is Rachel, and I'm an elementary school music teacher. So I have students from ages K4 all the way up through 5th grade. And I do see bullying on a regular basis. It happens in all grade levels very frequently. And it's something that we do have to deal with a lot in the education world. Probably the most severe case that I've seen was with a 4th grade girl. Her name is Legend, and she is a little bit slow, a little bit behind, so that can be very aggravating to her classmates. And they developed something called the Legend Touch, which was basically like cooties. Anything that she touched, they wouldn't touch. If she walked too closely next to a classmate, they would jump back and say, I have to be careful, I can't get the Legend Touch. And they were relentless. And when it was brought to our attention, we had to get administration involved and threaten the kids in her class with suspension if it didn't stop. And that solved the problem as far as we know, but it didn't really get down to the root of the problem. I don't think that a lot of the students that were involved really understood what they were doing to Legend, how it was affecting her. They didn't really feel bad about what they had done. And I think the main problem is the home lives. A lot of my students don't have very good home lives. They don't have good role models to show them how to treat others. What they do see is the adults in their life at home treating others with disrespect, and the same types of behaviors they see at home they copy at school. So what we try to do is we try to let them know how they are affecting their classmates and how they won't get very far in life if they have bad attitudes and are constantly bringing others down. And that does help, but it really does need to start at home with parents teaching their kids how to treat other people, how their words and actions can affect other people, and how even if someone gets on your nerves or if someone disagrees with you, you still need to treat them with respect. And once it starts at home, then us as educators can reinforce it at school, and that's what can actually make a difference.
My name is Lillian.
What does bullying mean to you?
It makes me feel bad when a person's getting bullied, so I would try to help them out and want to help them get away from that bully for a while.
Have you tried to help a kid who has been bullied?
Yes, I have. One of my friends in summer camp, not this one, I think it was a long time ago, my friend was being bullied by this boy. He pushed her down and hurt her a lot. But I helped her by telling the teacher.
How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel good to help somebody get away from a bully for a little bit and tell the teacher who that bully is.
Thank you. What is your name?
Brandon.
Describe what a bully is to you.
They're big and tall. They make fun of you.
Have you ever seen someone being bullied before?
Yes.
How did it make you feel?
Sad.
What would you do if you saw someone being bullied?
I would just go and tell the bully to stop being mean.
Thank you. What is your name?
Charlotte.
Why do people bully?
Because they think they're cooler than other kids.
Describe what a bully is to you.
Well, I think a bully is very mean and thinks he's smart and thinks he's cool, thinks he's better than anybody.
What would you do if you saw someone being bullied?
I would stand up for them and tell the teacher about bullying.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What is your name?
Giovanni.
What does bullying mean to you?
Not happy because people get pushed around and hurt people and stuff like that.
Have you ever seen a kid be bullied before?
Yes, ma'am.
How did it make you feel?
Sad because they get hurt, they get punched and everything.
Have you tried to help a kid who has been bullied?
Yes, ma'am.
And what did you do?
I stand up for them and help them.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
What is your name? Describe what a bully is to you.
A bully that does a fellow rules.
Have you ever seen someone be bullied before?
Yes.
How did it make you feel?
Sad.
What would you do if you saw someone being bullied?
I'll tell the teacher.
Thank you.
Another video I'm going to share with you was got permission to share the story. Just don't use the name or anything, so I'm going to read it for you. I can no longer deal, I'm not going to use the school's name either, I respect. I can no longer deal with blank blank middle school in the school district. I have tried for 3 years to go to the principal and the vice principal to help with bullying, but to no avail. I even had to revoke consent for special services for my daughter because of this. They will not, in all capital letters, do anything unless you are in their clique. It's not about race, it's about financial status. I'm starting a petition because no one is standing up to these administrators, and when my husband tried, he was served with a no trespass notice for the school. So I am going to be the voice that will be heard. I am no longer the scared parent, but I can use everyone's support. To all the other parents of children that attend this school, as well as other SC districts who are experiencing the same problems, please sign this petition so that our state can see how many of us are having trouble with bullying and no one abiding by the zero tolerance policy. Blank blank was the 2014 Principal of the Year. How? Things are obviously being hidden. We have to have them replaced with someone who cares about our children. When will they begin to do something about bullying? When it causes a child to commit suicide? Stand up for your children and their rights. Enough is enough. We have to protect our children. Now, some people didn't want to be on video, which is fine. But they did give me permission to share their story. I'm just not going to use their names. I'm going to read this word for word for you. I got burned by a gas stove when I was 5 years old. I have third-degree burns on a third of my body. When I got to middle school, all the kids would call me fish because of the way my burns were shaped. It took me years to get over it. And so I asked, I said, did you tell the staff of the school? And if so, did they do anything about it? She replied, no one did anything about it. They told me that it was just kids being kids. It messed me up so bad that I tried to kill myself. That is why I got sent to another school. Just kids being kids. Just heard from a bunch of people. A lot of different opinions. One reoccurring theme is throughout this whole project. Something needs to happen about bullying. Is it okay where you are? Do you not see it? If so, I suggest that take off your rose-colored glasses. Because it's way beyond kids being kids. It's an epidemic. And it's a Chris Huff, I know you can barely see me. Chris Huff, Kaplan University, Unit 8.
Went and built my house under a rock. See, money can't be invested in the trade of stock. God's at the helm and I'm just on the payroll. When God calls you, you better not say no. If you do, then things will start to move slow. When you in God's favor, all you gotta do is go. Yeah, see money. Shout out all my family, my friends, everybody, man. My work squad. Oh.